So you've been married for a while, or maybe you just recently got married, and you may be asking yourself, what is the most important year of marriage? Of course, we all want that pie in the sky 50, 75, 100-year marriage, but where exactly is the pinnacle transition point to be able to know for sure that you're on the right path to achieving a long marriage? In my opinion, without a doubt, it's year number 8. And today I'm going to explain why. And if that kind of conversation interests you, well then pour yourself a cup, come grab a seat, and let's get into it. What's going on, family? My name is Justin, and I'm a therapist in real life, specifically a marriage and family therapist. And this is another episode of Mental Caffeine. Today I want to talk to you about why year number 8 is so important. Year number 8 is important for a variety of reasons, but before we can really delve into it, we need to catch our other friends up to speed who may not have yet caught up to year number 8 just yet, and we can maybe tell them a little bit about what kind of challenges they can expect, or maybe even what challenges they're currently navigating right now, because some of these challenges are very typical for any married couple who's navigating through certain stages of what we sometimes refer to as the family life cycle. But let's start over in the beginning. Whenever we're dating, we're living life as an individual who's single, navigating the dating field. And for some of us, that was a really easy time. For some of us, that was a really chaotic time. For some of us, we had to consider whether or not we had options for dating. And for some of us, we had options, but we quickly realized that having options is not the same thing as having good options. And as we navigated that dating cycle or that dating process, we had to do a variety of things. That includes knowing more about yourself over time, knowing what you can tolerate in a relationship, what you can't. You know more about what you need in the relationship and maybe what's not quite as important to you. And then you have some element of boundaries that you need to have within a relationship in order to know that it's safe to continue the progressions of the dating process. As you begin to meet somebody and begin to hone in on the idea that this might be your future person, your future partner, then a whole array of challenges and changes and excitement occur all within a bundle that help you really layer in the foundations of commitment. And we can maybe unpack that a little more in some other video. But for now, I want to continue us through the progressions from dating into marriage. Once we agreed to begin the marriage process, well then we begin to interact with one another's family of origin. We begin to have conversations about future building. We begin to have conversations around children, around moves, around career paths. And we start laying down all those things and anticipating different transitions that may come later. Once we get married, well then that first year, maybe 2 years, is full of new. It's full of excitement. It's full of some challenge and sometimes significant challenge, but it's usually full of optimism. These things that play out when we move in together. And now we're not just living life separately, but now we're living together and existing together. And our lives are not just blended on a literal level, they begin to be blended emotionally and mentally in different ways. And all kinds of good stuff and sometimes challenging stuff can come through there. But again, maybe we'll save that for another video. As we then move from years 2 and 3 into the middle years of 4, 5, and 6, all those things that we laid out as far as anticipated journeys, anticipated changes, they begin to play out and we begin to see whether or not they added up to our expectations. By year 6 and 7, we've been able to see how these changes maybe were what we expected, or how maybe they were slightly different, or maybe how even way different that they were. But by year 8, we've begun to really take a solid footing on where we stand as far as career paths, or child rearing, or different places we want to live, places we want to move, different financial goals. We've really been able to start laying those things out and navigating the ups and downs that come with life. On top of navigating those things that come with the ups and downs, we also have developed a range by now of acceptable and non-acceptable behaviors within the context of the marriage. Who knows what Jane and Roger do down the street? But in this home, in this marriage, we know how we interact. And this is true for every marriage. Every marriage is slightly different, even though there are things within all marriages that usually take a certain shape of normality in terms of what we can expect through the marriage process as a whole. Each relationship will have its own unique flavor, its own unique setup, and its own unique way of interacting that is specific to that dynamic. And this is why marriage counseling can be so effective and so useful because, unlike a video across a screen, a marriage therapist who's there in the room with a couple can navigate those specific and unique challenges that a couple may be going through. And now, by year 8, you've been able to have moments where you reflect back and maybe thought to yourself how slightly different you might be now in year 8 than you were the day you first got married. And maybe how even your partner is slightly different now than the day that they first got married to you. And this difference isn't necessarily negative. It's not even necessarily positive. It could just be neutral. And yet, just the recognition of that change can be important. Maybe by year 8, you've been able to see how through some of these ups and downs, you may have had to adjust certain expectations, adjust certain ranges of acceptable behavior, adjust certain boundaries with other people outside of the family. And you've gone through enough of these adjustments processes that not only have you made adjustments, but again, like we said earlier, you've been also able to create a range of how those adjustments take place. And by the time you reach year 8, you've experienced a host of different possibilities and a host of different challenges and had to meet those challenges that got you from point A to point B. So that leads us into why year number 8 is so important in the context of a long-term relationship. Although before we get into that, I have to just take a second to say that if this kind of content interests you or entertains you, please consider giving us a like and a follow at both YouTube and Spotify. And with that, we'll get back to it. So that leads us back to the question of why is year number 8 so important within the context of a long-term relationship? Well, it's because according to the U.S. Census Bureau, of all the relationships that end in divorce, the average marriage lasts approximately 8 years. So if we make it to year number 8, then this is a turning point. If we can make it through year number 8, then we've beaten the average. And I'll be sure to link up the U.S. Census Bureau information down in the description if that kind of stuff interests you. So if you're here now and you've made it to the 8th year milestone, congratulations. According to the U.S. Bureau, you're in the more successful category of marriages. And if you've been able to navigate those ups and downs, but more importantly, been able to navigate the way you navigate those ups and downs, you've been able to demonstrate with your partner that you guys have all the tools and resources needed to meet challenges within marriage that are part of that normal path from dating to marriage to extended marriage. But there's a secret that you've harnessed throughout that time to be able to do that. And what's neat about that secret is that you don't actually have to be married for 8 years to be able to have it. You can have this quality or this pathway or this way of thinking, whether you're just dating or whether you're freshly married or married within that 8-year window or even married beyond that 8-year window. And harnessing that secret can be super important in order to achieve a fulfilling and connected marriage. And I'd love to tell you more about that secret, family. So I'm going to link it up in the next video here. But for now, it's been fun chatting with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.